We want to make special emphasis on capacity development in this area. And this is we are doing in accordance with the concrete requests which we are receiving from different governmental institutions here. We strongly link this work with the international commitments which the government is obliged to, first of all, has approved, and also obliged to go ahead in terms of implementation. I'm talking about various documents related to climate change. We are talking about different areas which are directly related to the disaster risk reduction work, especially in the context of course, UN strategy, international strategy on disaster risk reduction, but also the documents related to the Cancun agreement which on climate change and development which happened very recently. We are all preparing for meaning that all countries are preparing now for the follow-up of the Cancun, Copenhagen, and then Cancun forums on climate change, which will happen in Durban and in Rio. I know that all the institutions in Montenegro, relevant institutions in Montenegro, are very intensively working on it. We are also involved from UN perspective. And one of the elements of this work is also disaster risk reduction and emergency preparedness. The UN focus in Montenegro is on, as I said, on capacity development, and in the context of today's event, for adaptation, including the capacity to prepare for and mitigate climate change, which is also the natural disasters and increase in the resilience of ecosystems.
The devastation caused by natural disasters is enormous. In the period from 2000 to 2009, some 4,000 disasters were recorded, with 780,000 lives lost, more than 2 billion people affected, and 665 billion euros in economic losses. The need to systematically reduce the impact of disasters has gained recognition and commitment among governments worldwide, and the adoption in 2005 of the Hyogo Framework for Action 2005 to 2015, an agreed international framework on disaster risk reduction, was an important step forward in this regard. The 2009 EU strategy for supporting disaster risk reduction in developing countries recognises the importance of effective disaster risk reduction in saving lives and in reducing human suffering through a series of measures including capacity building, education, training, dissemination of risk information, assessment and monitoring of disaster risks, and reduction of risk factors. This strategy is a first step to contribute through our cooperation with our partner countries in the Balkans and beyond to the implementation of the Hyogo Framework. Recent assessments by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change have identified Southeastern Europe as a region with particular vulnerability to the changing climate. In Montenegro, record high temperatures recorded from 2000 to 2010 and unprecedented flooding at the end of last year stand as proof. The assessments reflect a strong need for strengthening the system for prevention, mitigation, preparedness and response to disasters in the region. The EU supports regional capacity building in DRR in the region through the Instrument for Pre-Accession Assistance Multi-Beneficiary Programme. The 3-day working meeting, which starts today, is financed by the European Union and implemented by UNDP within this framework. The project will support capacities to coordinate the efforts and activities geared towards disaster risk reduction and linking local and national needs, specifically through investing in implementation of strategies and programs that are intersectoral in approach and that address underlying risk factors, strengthen capacity of communities to identify, prevent, mitigate and prepare for disasters,